Welcome back to Never Enough Novels. Today I'm sharing a quick update on what I've been reading lately, and I also need some help on which holiday romance I should pick up next. So I'm going to share two options at the end of this video, and I want you to vote in the comments to try and decide which holiday romance I should start reading soon. If you're not aware, they always start publishing like the holiday romances and Christmas books in like September and October, just to get ahead of people who want to get them as gifts or want to start reading as early as possible, like me. So I have a slew of books, but I chose two of them today that are releasing in early October. So these are ones that you'd be able to get soon if you're interested in either of them. And I'll put the links to all the books that I talk about today down below so that you can grab them from Amazon and help support this channel if you decide that it's something you're interested in. Also, make sure you hit like on this video and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this in the future. First up is a book that I literally just finished this morning, and that is called The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. I will admit that this book first caught my attention because it has the most adorable cover, and the hardcover version has purple sprayed edges, which just perfectly complement the design. So I actually saw it the other week when I was in like a local bookstore near me, and I thought about getting it, but I just didn't pull the trigger at the time, which now I'm regretting, but I might just pick up the hardcover anyway, because it's one of those books that I think I will keep coming back to time and time again, because the story is just so charming. But anyway, I ended up finding the audiobook on Libby, so I was able to listen to it kind of over the past couple of days, and just like literally would find things to do just so that I could listen to my audiobook. So the basic premise is that our main character, Keela, when we meet her, is working as a librarian in the capital city, but there is a rebellion going on that is threatening this like life that she's built for herself. So when the people from the rebellion like literally set the library on fire, the horror, she's able to steal a couple carts of spell books, and her talking plant, Kaz, who is her only friend basically, comes along with her, and they set sail for the island where she grew up. Her parents' cottage is still there, so she's hoping she can just take maybe a couple weeks or a couple of months to hide out in the cottage and then come back to the life that she's always known. But of course, when she's there, she realizes she kind of has to survive on her own for a while and understands that with the rebellion going on, the library might not even exist anymore. So Keela, the ultimate introvert, is forced to start interacting with like the townspeople, and also meets her overly friendly neighbor, who's also quite handsome, and starts to kind of open herself up to creating a life on this island. And the way she earns money is that she sets up a jam shop, but she also uses some of her spell books to create these remedies for problems that are happening on the island. Now, under the government, normal people are not allowed to use magic at all. So what she's doing is strictly forbidden. But the island desperately needs her help, and the townspeople kind of accept these remedies for, what they are, even though everyone kind of realizes it's magic. But she starts to build a life for herself there. However, this is all threatened when a woman washes up on shore and realizes that magic has been done on the island, and she starts to investigate like who is actually committing this crime. Overall, this book was like an easy 5 stars from me. It is cozy, it's like a warm blanket and a cup of tea all wrapped up in one. There's like a little bit of tension and action with this woman who's trying to investigate, and like a few things that happen after that. But for the most part, it's just this really sweet story about a classic introvert who's kind of a loner who finds her new family and finds love in this environment. And it's fantasy, and there's obviously like talking plants and magical creatures and stuff like that, but you don't have to be a fantasy reader to enjoy this. Anyone who loves like these just kind of cozy romances or just really sweet like found family stories is going to love this one. Since I finished that audiobook, the next audiobook that I have available from Libby is One Perfect Couple by Ruth Ware. So we're going in like a completely different direction, but this like mystery thriller has been on my radar for a while. I'm usually a Ruth Ware fan. I don't think her thrillers are like the best thing ever, but they're usually solid, have a couple of plot twists, and like keep me engaged. And this one in particular involves a few couples that are sent to like a remote island to participate in some sort of reality show. And I am such a sucker for reality show books. Like I adore them in real life. Like give me The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, like Love is Blind all day, every day. So whenever I get that reality show component in a novel, I get really excited because you kind of get to participate in the show yourself and also get like behind the scenes views of like what happens during the show or how producers set things up or what it's like to be a contestant on one of them. So for that reason, I'm really excited to read this One Perfect Couple by Ruth Ware, and I'll keep you posted on how I like it. As for my Kindle, I finally decided to continue on with the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. So I had been debating whether or not to tandem read Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn. There's basically two points of view here, as you can read them in order, like read all of Empire of Storms and then read all of Tower of Dawn. Or you can do a tandem read. So basically, wonderful people on the internet have created this tandem read guide where they literally went through the books chapter by chapter and told you to read like Empire of Storms chapters 1 through 3 and then Tower of Dawn chapter 1 and then Empire of Storms chapters like 4 or 5, and like they go back and forth through the entirety of the two books. And the point of this is that Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn take place at the same time within this world. However, they focus on two different sets of characters, like in different places. So in Empire of Storms, we've got a lot of Manon and Dorian and Aelin and Aedion, all them. So they are dealing with things in their part of the world, whereas Chaol and Nesryn have gone to a different part of the world where Nesryn is originally from. I don't know if I'm pronouncing these names right. They have gone to a different part of the world to try and get help from another country. So again, since these events are taking place at the exact same time, you kind of end up reading all about one set of characters and then all about the other set of characters if you do it the traditional way. But I didn't want to like leave one set of characters completely behind for an entire book. So after much deliberation, I ultimately decided to do the tandem read where we're going back and forth. And it basically presents as just one enormous book then with a bunch of different perspectives. So kind of like we're used to that multiple POV writing from Sarah J. Maas. So I have honestly been loving doing it this way. I will recommend it to absolutely everyone because you feel like you're staying up to date with what the characters are doing, and they are referencing certain things that happen in the other books. So it's very easy to remember like where we are in the story when you're doing it this way. Also, a guide is absolutely necessary to keep track. I've literally been like marking off the chapters as I go so that I remember where I'm at. Another tip I have is that I got these books from Libby through my library, and I downloaded the Throne of Glass ebook bundle. So if you're not aware, in some circumstances where a book is in a series that has a bunch of different books, they will offer what's called the ebook bundle, where you can get all of the books as part of one download from your library. So instead of getting like a separate download of Empire Storms and a separate download of Tower of Dawn, I have one checkout for all of the books in the series. So that was helpful to ensure that I would get the books at the same time so that I could read them at the same time. So just a little tip there, keep an eye out for that. And sometimes those ebook bundles are actually available sooner than the individual books themselves. Like I think the wait time for this ebook bundle was only a couple of weeks, whereas to actually get like Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn would have been months of waiting. So like I said, I have been just absolutely loving doing it this way. It just feels like it's taking forever. Overall, this series, I have to admit, Throne of Glass has not been my absolute favorite fantasy series. I read ACOTAR first and just adored it. I mean, I was floored by how much I was captivated by this world that Sarah J. Maas created, and just I wanted to dive into these books and live there forever. And Throne of Glass, I mean, it's an excellent fantasy series. It just hasn't quite grabbed me as much as ACOTAR did. So I like it. It's just not probably my favorite of hers. And then after I finish these books, I'm going to go on to the Crescent City series. So I'm kind of curious to see how I'll like those in comparison to these two. If you read all three of them or some of them, let me know in the comments which of the Sarah J. Maas series is your favorite, because I'm just kind of curious what other people like the most. Or let me know if you did the tandem read or not. I kind of want to hear the other perspective as well, if someone's actually read the books in the order they were supposed to. So I'm just curious about that. And then of course I have to have a physical book that I'm reading as well, and that one is Can't Help Falling in Love. And I got this from St. Martin's. They sent this to me, so thank you guys for that. This is a perfect fall romance. It's like nothing spectacular, but it's just really cute and adorable, and they do a lot of things that are fall related, like apple picking, and the main character's friend owns a brewery, so they go there and hang out for their like fall festival. So it just feels perfect for this season. Basically, it's kind of got that classic like fake dating scenario. So Lexi is a waitress who kind of has this adorable meet cute with Will, who is the heir to like a major company in Seattle. So as part of this meet cute, Lexi is waitressing. She sits down with Will because a group of her friends from high school come into the restaurant and she doesn't want them to see that she's there as a waitress. So she pretends to be dating Will, which then spirals out of control since Will is a well-known public figure. So all of a sudden they're now engaged and in this like fake engagement that everyone believes is true. But Will and Lexi are actually interested in each other. So as they're going through this fake engagement, they're also legitimately dating. So I guess it's like fake dating, but a little bit different because they actually like each other from the start. And he falls hard, like he falls first type trope, and just like absolutely is in love with her very quickly, which I mean, maybe not the most realistic thing, but it's still pretty cute. So I'm a little over halfway through this one and just really enjoy it, like a classic romance that is great for fall. And then just to quickly share what's up next after that one, I got Best Hex Ever from Dell, and this is another just perfect witchy romance that would be great for this time of year. It features a witchy baker, which, gosh, is right up my alley. So she's used to infusing the foods that she creates with like her magic, but she has a curse put on her, so she is successful in business but will never be successful in love, which hasn't been a problem until she's at her friend's wedding and she basically meets the best man and is super interested in him, but she needs to figure out a way to get rid of this curse before she can like actually pursue anything with him. So just another cute witchy romance that I'm really looking forward to. And then last I want to get to the two holiday romances that I said I need help picking. That is The Christmas Crush by Noelle Douglas, and this is from Alcove Press, and it's coming out in early October. And the other one is I'll Be Gone for Christmas by Georgia Boone. This one's from Avon, so huge thank you to those two publishers for sending these my way. This one, The Christmas Crush, also has a baker, which I'm really excited about. Basically, it features like, okay, so the woman is the woman Elena, our main character, is a marketing executive for like a large cookie conglomerate. And she is sent to New Hope, Pennsylvania, which is actually really near me and why I wanted to read this book so bad, to set up like basically a new store in that town. But there's a small town baker there who is trying to stop this like cookie conglomerate from coming into his small town. So these two clash, obviously, and like get in fights over cookies and stuff. I think they actually get into like a bake-off, maybe. But yeah, just like baking and holidays and romance, like what more could you want? And then you've got I'll Be Gone for Christmas, which is like the holiday where they house swap for the holidays. And I mean, I just love that movie. So I'm really excited about the idea of a book that kind of puts a spin on that. So basically like two people swap apartments or places just for the holidays. It's very similar to like the holiday where they kind of get to know the friends or family who are surrounding like the places, both fall in love and just find out kind of exactly like what they needed this season. So, I mean, this one sounds absolutely adorable too. So let me know in the comments which one I should read next, The Christmas Crush or I'll Be Gone for Christmas. Thanks for sticking around. Hopefully you enjoyed this quick peek into what I'm reading and what I have coming up for the next week. If you want more videos like this, let me know and make sure you hit subscribe to see more in the future.